say hello. You know, we love to see when you put hashtag replay in the comments, right? So that we know that the replay crew is here. Why am I tongue tied? So I am here tonight with the natural Cole Patrick. A lot of you know her. She is absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Thank you, Zaylee. Hello, everybody. My name is LaShonda Nicole Patrick. I'm of the Natural Cole. I am a natural hair blogger and an influencer, and I'm so excited to be here on camera with Zaylee.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Listen, this is going to be really juicy. We're going to talk about how Cole and I met. It's been a long journey, and it's been filled with so many things, but it's been an absolutely amazing journey. So, yeah, like let's dive into that. If you're here tonight, say hello. You guys know boss. Tamila. All right, so my screen is a little further from me tonight, so I can't see everything, but say hi, guys, because we will be talking to you guys. So Cole, how did you even come across Zaylee Barkley?
Like many of you, scrolling through Instagram, and I saw someone post about a free YouTube boot camp. And at that time, I recently started my YouTube channel, but I really didn't understand about, having a cover or things like that. And so I was like, let me take this free boot camp. And I think it was a Facebook Live. And I was so impressed. And I think you said, okay, now you're going to do a 2-week boot camp for like $37 or $47 or something. I'm like, let me try it. And when I paid for it and, we started the boot camp, I was just really impressed with your content and how you delivered the content. But actually, I saw Zaylee a long time ago, but I didn't even know her name. I wrote a blog post a really long time ago about the big chop, and I went on this website and I was looking for a picture, and it was your picture.
I remember when you told me that.
Yeah.
That was so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like manifestation, like in a crazy way, and oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you joined that boot camp, and I spoke to you guys about like that customer journey. So Cole is telling you that she saw me on Instagram. She ended up in the Facebook Lives, and she ended up then signing up for the boot camp. But the crazy thing is we worked in so many ways together after that, right?
Did.
So that is someone seeing you getting into something free and climbing because of the value. And one thing that I really appreciate about Cole, and I have a few other people that are like this as well, no matter how I pivot or turn, or she's always interested in what's new and what I have going on. And that is kind of what I've been teaching you guys in our live series in the Facebook group. Right, so if you're on YouTube and you have not joined our Facebook group, I will put that link down below in the description box, and you want to make sure that you are there because that Facebook group is lit, right? So we are streaming from Restream right now, which means we are live on Facebook, inside of the Facebook group, and also on YouTube as well. So that's why you may hear me explain some things just to make sure that everybody is getting it. Hey, Pega! Pega's in the house. All right, so Cole, tell us a little bit about when you first started video content compared to how you feel now. Like, what is that transition like? How do you feel about just the difference of when you first started and now? Because now Cole is so confident on camera. Like, she gets on, and with prep, of course, and we'll be talking about that in a little bit because we were laughing about that before. But yeah, she gets on, and I look at her in like amazement, especially comparing when she first started. So yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say this. When I first started doing YouTube videos, I wasn't sure how to present myself on camera. And I made the mistake of looking at what a lot of other people were doing that I admired, and I was trying to be like them. I remember one of my old YouTube videos, and I was talking about different tools that you need to do your natural hair. And somebody said, Cole, why are you wearing a suit jacket?
Oh my God.
Well, I'll tell you, because I used to watch Marie Forleo a lot, and I used to like her setup. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do my setup like this, but I'm going to talk about hair. But somebody was like, girl, why you got on a suit up there?
Are you ain't hot in this suit? So see, okay, number one, when you're creating content, it's so important to be on brand, right? So it's funny because a lot of us do see other people that we are inspired by, which nothing is wrong with that.
Right.
But it's so funny, like you'll come and do something and then you don't realize that you're off brand and you're probably confusing your audience. They're like, wait, what is this going on here? Wow.
Yeah. Someone told me that, and I was like, okay, let me scratch that. Because when I watched the video, it really didn't make sense anyway.
Right.
You know, I'm like, it's not like I was talking to people about the business side of the hair industry. I was just talking about hair tools and how to do your hair.
Right.
So I didn't need to be suited up and booted up.
Exactly. Wow, that is so crazy. Okay. So then let's get into like now, because now, and my thing is just explaining to people that you don't need all of the fangles, right? Today we have a bit more of a complicated setup because it's two of us here, but usually when I'm alone, it's not that crazy, right? But I want to know, even for you and your setup now, because Cole, I think too, I'll tell you what, like we have to, give an ode to Francesca Ramsey, because when she first started on YouTube, she was in the bathroom. She was in her bathroom doing hair, right?
Yeah.
And she set the precedent for so many other vloggers because she was completely killing it in that way. And I don't even know if she found that from someone else. Like we don't know, but she is so amazing at what she does. And so a lot of people took that and were going along with that. Some people stayed that way, right? But some people decided to develop and change things around. And one thing I really admire about Cole is that you tell her, if you just plant a seed with her, she makes it grow into an oak tree. Like she goes crazy with it, right? So Cole, from then to now, and we'll talk about you transitioning and changing, because that's something that I feel like is really important for people to get. But even from then to now, like understanding like lighting and setups and things like that, and you're so intrigued by it, which is what I love. Like you're always trying to improve and upgrade.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that transition, especially as it pertains to your audience and your growth, right? In your personal brand and professionally, because I want to talk about that, because a lot of people think that if you're doing video content, but it's only for if you have your own business so that you can make $1 million. But Cole used her skills in such a different way, and I want to talk about that as well. So let's go with the first question. You starting off in the bathroom doing natural hair tutorials, but upgrading. How do you feel that that has made a difference for you?
It has made a huge difference because the quality of my video is amazing, and a lot of people noticed when I started upgrading my equipment, because you know at first I was doing the same thing as everyone else. I had an IKEA light on the sink in the bathroom, and at that time I was using my cell phone, right? And that was the only lighting I had. And once I started seeing what other people were doing online, I was like, okay, let me get a Canon. But I saw someone on Instagram selling a T3 for $250 because she never did use it. So I just started with that first, and I started learning how the Canon works, and then I eventually upgraded to a better model, a newer model, and then I got professional lighting. And that really made a difference because I was able to even get some brand deals because they saw that my work, my video content, it was clear, it was crisp, and then I started getting into the different color backgrounds because I got that from you. Because you
and yours is
yellow
signature now. Exactly.
Yeah, the pink. Everybody's like, oh, that's Cole's pink. You know? So yeah, it made a huge difference when I upgraded, but I did it slowly. I didn't try to do everything at once. Because first of all, it can get expensive and it can get overwhelming if you try to do everything at once. So I just took it in stages.
Right, and that kind of even brings me back to, I remember guys, this conversation is years and years of compilation. Like we're going back and forth with like, you know, things that we went through all the way through, right? So then it brings me up to this question of remembering you were going to upgrade your camera, and I said, no, Cole, like, get a lens or like.
Oh yeah, you did.
And you did end up buying the camera, but I see now that you started upgrading your lenses, right? Because you don't always need a new camera.
Right.
Sometimes you just need a new lens. Right. So I love that you shared that you took your time with your upgrades, but you started, right? Yes. And it's so funny because even her energy from back then to now on camera is different.
It is.
Right? So you've grown and developed as you got comfortable with video content.
But you know what really got me comfortable? When we started working together one-on-one, and at that time I was doing a lot of Facebook Lives, and you was like, Cole, just start doing the Facebook Lives. And I was pushing them out every week. And as I was doing the Facebook Lives, that's when I really got confident on camera, number one, because I was really confident about the topic I was discussing online.
Exactly.
You know, so they just took the confidence up to a different level. But that Facebook, doing the Facebook Lives really did something, because that energy just transferred to when I would do my YouTube videos.
Yes. And it's crazy because, so in working together at that time, we built out a strategy for Cole, right? So she can get more comfortable and really start. And it's funny because, and this is why even I talk to you guys about industry to industry as well, because now her industry, a lot of people started doing what she was doing. So she became a leader or like an innovator in her specific industry, right?
Because no one was really doing Facebook Lives like that.
And then we started seeing lives pop up, and we was like, girl, we know where you got that from, but you know? So it's like, you know, deciding what you want to do and actually taking the action to do it actually pushes you so much, you know, forward in your own journey. So that was absolutely amazing. So Cole, I want to talk a little bit about how you've used your skill to build your audience, but also at work, because you guys know I always say I teach video content, but I'm also a thinkific expert because I'm passionate about both sides of the spectrum. I don't only care about marketing, I care about building something that is valuable as well. So I teach both sides of, I like to say that's my sweet spot of where I meshed with online courses and video content. And so Cole ended up using her skill to even, it's so crazy, advance at work. So
that, you know what, it's, someone tapped me, I'll never forget the day, someone tapped me on the shoulder and they said, Cole, there's a training specialist position and it has all of these requirements, and I've seen you do all of this with a natural Cole, and you can do it. And so of course I interviewed for the job and I got it, but it was a no-brainer because when I first started doing video, I taught myself how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. Come to find out, that's the software we use at work to edit video. Like, I think the first week in my new role, I had a video project. And it was a no-brainer. You know? So I've been able to just produce video content, edit. I just submitted a video the other day for a new system that's coming up. So it's like a teaser video. And then also being able to speak on camera and speak in front of people, it has led me to develop, facilitate trainings. Right?
Exactly.
Right. So now, since we're working from home, like a lot of people, that's virtually now. You know what? But the crazy thing is, I feel like the corporate world is just catching up. Because when I started working with you, we were already using Zooms and all these different platforms, and people are just now starting to use it, and they're not comfortable with it. Whereas I've been on camera for a while now, so the change when we did the transition, it wasn't hard for me because I just dove right into it.
That has been so amazing, like to see, and I think even our journeys, like both of us seeing each other grow, because when I was moving from New York, Cole was the person that I asked about Dallas, like Cole, what is it like in Dallas? And she's like, it's not like New York. And I said, well, I'm coming.
You did.
Right? And so it's so funny because I'm about to hit 3 years in Dallas, right? And it's so cool that I could have even gotten Cole here live today to connect and talk about video with you guys, because you guys know that I've recently released the Package Your Presence to Profit on camera. And it's a masterclass, and if you have not signed up yet, you gotta do so.
You need to sign up. You need to sign up.
Cole even said, listen, I need a refresher because she's moving in a new direction, which I want to talk about as well. But yeah, so if you have not signed up for that yet, I will drop that link below, right? If you're in the Facebook group, it is in the Facebook group. I've been sending out emails. Registration closes completely on the 23rd, and it will never be available for that price point again. I don't know if I'm doing it again. So if you are looking to get really confident on camera, to really understand your branding, so to build your video brand in a specific way where you're not showing up on camera in a whole jacket doing natural because we will be working through what it is like for you and your specific business, right? We're going to be also covering having an on-camera persona. What is that like? And so let's talk about that a little more, Cole, because we were laughing today about when you get on camera, like what is that like specifically? Because we were both giggling before we went live, but that's really what it's like. So it's like you gotta get into character, right?
Yeah, I do. I got a whole process. If I'm really trying to show up and do my makeup, I'll start it. First of all, the first thing I'll do is set up my lighting and my camera, because I don't have a dedicated space to have it set up at once.
And I love that you say that, because it's not necessary. It's not a requirement.
No, it's not a requirement.
Yes.
So I always like to set it up first, make sure the lighting is good, and then I will do my makeup. I'll get something to drink. I'll light a candle. I'll get mentally prepared, because you can't just. I can tell the difference if I just jump on camera.
Yes.
It's not the same.
Yes.
I feel like, because I didn't have time to mentally prepare.
Yes.
You know,
or even know what you're gonna say.
Right. Which I usually write a script.
There you
using
go.
your the video pro planner that you came out with a couple years ago.
Yes.
That was really helpful, because if you're really trying to get on camera and discuss a certain topic, you want to know what that topic is about. You want to have all your points. And it's okay if I usually type it up, and then I'll have it beside me. If I have to look down, that's fine. I'll look down, but at least it helps me to stay on track, and I just won't start talking off the wall, you know, because it's easy to go. It's easy to do. It's easy to do on camera.
It really is. Like, I know if I don't understand what my goal for something is, I can ramble, and then, you know, nobody's having fun when that happens, right? Because then you leave and you're like, well, Zay, you said you were going to speak about this, but girl, we never got to it. So it's really important. I feel like a lot of people feel that you just get on camera and you think that that's what it is, and that's not. It's the exact opposite. If you really want to create quality content that keeps people coming back, right? So that's the thing. Also, just journeying through a pivot, Cole, because you, first of all, guys, Cole is, and I think I attract those people, the people that really care about their content and really want to put their all into it, because Cole had been running a blog for some years, a really amazing blog called The Natural Cole, where she spoke about hair. But I've also seen Cole go through different, like, you know, journeys of growth, because we're all growing. But I'm sure she has her day one people who were there all along and are still connected to all that you do, especially because she gets on camera so much. Cole is confident in stories. Anytime I hear, hey, Instagram fam,
that's me all the time.
Right? So she has her way that she got used to speaking to her people. They're always interested in what she's doing and what she has to share. Ooh, I just got a super chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you, whoever gave that super chat. Thank you so much. But yes, so that's the thing, like, being able to guide people and get them to know, love, and trust you. so that if she's going from natural hair, and I don't know if you're still going to incorporate it in something because your hair is just bomb.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Like, it's one of the things that you can't, it's one of the first things that you realize when you talk to her, like, oh my God, or when you see her, like, so I think it's probably always going to be a part
Yeah,
of,
it is.
Yes,
it is.
Exactly, right? But even as you grow, you're growing your brand as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be all figured out yet, but I would love if you like let people know where they can, like what you're doing and where they, because I'm sure we have, I feel like my audience for some reason gravitates to me in that age group because they're like, who is this girl and why does she think she runs the world? I want to know.
Right.
So if you can share a bit about like.
Yeah. So I started the Natural Code like 2012, 2013, which was a long time ago. And I would say, to be honest, over the past few years, I've been struggling with pivoting because people still come to me for natural hair, but I'm no longer in that space where I just want to talk about natural hair and the products. You know, I was in my 30s then, and when I hit over 40, it's the thought process isn't the same. The things that were important or that I was so focused on about natural hair, it's just not the same. It's deeper than that. So I finally made a decision just literally a few weeks ago to pivot, and I did it by starting a group called Corporate Black Women Over 40. And the reason why I did that, because the way I was able to use video content, also taking your course about building online courses, and transfer that skill set to my job, I feel like a lot of people don't know how to tap into that. And especially people over 40, we feel stuck. We're like, I don't know, it's something about that chapter 40, you're examining your whole life and you're like, what's the next step? And what I want to do is just share my story and somehow help women tap into that skill set, learn how to increase that value. But you know, the first thing before you can increase your value, your mindset has to be there. You have to want to learn something. And I feel like, especially with what's going on in the world right now and in 2020, you have to continue to learn. And I really feel like it's important for women over 40 to continue to learn, because we have to compete with the younger generation. And with everything being online, you can know what they know, but what's going to set you apart is your experience. You know, because you've been there longer than them, but you still know the same information. I feel like that's how I was able to get this role. Even though I had been in the industry for a long time, I knew how to do those things already. Yeah, and it's, for me, like seeing your growth, and the reason why I know that this is exactly where you need to be is I remember years ago, you were just so, you weren't completely happy with what you were doing. You were not challenged at work. No, I wasn't.
I remember speaking to her, and it's funny now you are challenged because now you're in a whole new space. So I feel like one amazing thing is that I can actually see your growth from where you were professionally to now. You're so much more excited when you talk about work. You never used to share about work. Now and she's within the same company, guys. So it's like she decided to invest in herself. By
working with you, and because I did not know all the courses I took. All your online courses and our one-on-ones, I had no clue that it was going to prepare me for today. You know, and that's another thing that I feel like women over 40, you have to really invest in yourself if you want to go to that next level and stay relevant in your career. And
it doesn't always have to be an investment of a course or a training at work, because now we kiki about the work trainings, like, girl, if we could put some sauce into these trainings so that they're more exciting, the corporate trainings, you know, and it's, they're gonna get there, but it, you know, like, when we think about progression and understanding, like, oh my gosh, if I invest in this way, I can do this in so many ways. And it's so funny because when I spoke about the course, or the masterclass, I should say, on what was that? I think it was Friday night.
Yeah, it was Friday
A lot
night.
of people said I told myself I'm not going to invest in any more courses, but I'm going to take this thing. And so the reason for that is because it's a live session. You gotta come, you know, prepared and ready to learn. I always prep people in that way, like open up your mind a little bit and think about if you were even further than where you think you are today, you know, like it's possible,
right?
And it's so funny that I feel like even when I look back 3 years ago and could I see this? Not the way it is,
right?
You get what I'm saying? But you gotta invest and keep on. And if I tell you how much I've spent in investments in the past 3 years, Lord Jesus Christ, right? But it's so essential, and I wouldn't want you to invest in me if I wasn't investing in myself.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, working with someone who is always investing in themselves, especially with mindset and with spirituality and, you know, believing in yourself, because there's layers to all of this.
Yeah, I've seen you grow. I mean, every time I see something, I'm in the DM like, Zaylee, what is that? What are you using? Like, when I saw your whole camera setup and your microphone, I was like, I want that.
Yeah.
What did you do? And you had a video out there about how to use Ecamm, how to use your microphone and I think extract the audio and it's like whatever I see you do, I mean literally this is the truth. Whatever I see Zaylee do, I'm like, I want to do it. How did you do it? Because I know that this is going to help me because your content is just like really, really good. I see a lot of people out here doing online content and I just feel like they cannot touch you with the quality of work that you put out. I mean, I'm serious. I have taken a lot of stuff and I'm like, it's just not there. And then the way you break it down, you simplify it and it's easy to understand. It's easy to implement.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about video content. I also feel, first of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like when I look at video coaches out there, they're so caught up in the tech of it all and not about that personal brand and that connection that you can create with people. Cole is somebody that I met on the internet, guys. And we're sitting here in my studio today, like, and I know that. I hope she carved out time. We're about to kiki for a while after we get off live. But I just want to tell you guys that, especially now with the pandemic and all of that, like, don't sleep on an online connection, right? You know, because it's so powerful. Nikki said you cannot be touched. Thank you, Nikki. You guys are just so generous. But video, making sure that you get on camera, like how are you looking to move forward, whether it's in your business career and your professional career? And that's why I invited Cole, because I felt like there's so many aspects of how you can improve yourself. The online space is not going anywhere.
It's not.
Right? And it's something that is going to keep on evolving.
Because you know what, Zaylee, you talked about video, I mean, that was 3 or 4 years ago, and you were like, Cole, video is king, video is here to stay, and it's coming. And now look, we have to do video, whether it's in the form of a Zoom or GoToMeeting, whatever all these platforms these companies are using. And you know what? When you're at work and we're doing these Zoom meetings, I swear you can tell like people who don't do it and who are not confident. I mean, it's looking like a Progressive commercial some days on these Zooms, you know what I'm saying? But you can just tell. I'm just so grateful that I was already prepared for this. I didn't know this was happening, you know, and that's why I think it's really important for people to invest in yourself. You may not use the information right then, but you don't know how you'll use it later on. Because you know what, that's exactly happened with last year. I took your course on how to build an online course. And at that time, I was going to do a natural hair online course. But you know what? It just did not sit right with me. I kept struggling with it, and I was like, I'm not into it.
Because you were past that stage or phase. And she was trying to hold on to something. And it's so funny because I feel like even when we first, years ago, that's one thing I always get. Sometimes my clients are a bit nervous because I'm a visionary. I see past what you could see for yourself right now. And so I always dug into, Cole, is there something else that you feel like you want to attach to natural hair, like
Yeah.
because I feel like the passion that you had for it wasn't there.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it. I noticed the flame was going out.
Yeah, and
know?
then I started talking to you. Maybe natural hair for corporate women, like what is
Yeah.
it? But it's so funny because now you're diving deeper into that space, and
Yeah.
I can really see you dominating in that space.
Yeah.
People look up to you. I look up to you. 'Cause
Oh,
I'll be
thank
like,
you.
I'll be like, look at Cole.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah. But you know what? I think even with, let me say this again, because I know it's probably some women on here who are natural. And one thing in the corporate space, a lot of people think, I've heard other people say, you're not going to get ahead because of your natural hair. And it's not about the hair. It is about what is in your brain and what can you bring to the table. And when I was able to pivot at my job, I think that day I probably had an afro. Because I always said my hair isn't going to stop me. It's
Yeah.
always about what's in my brain. What can I bring to the table?
That's mindset.
Yeah, it's
You
all about
chose to
mindset.
you chose to remove that barrier yourself. Like, I am not going to let this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the day of the interview, they were not looking at my head because they were so impressed what I was able to create with the natural code from an idea. And I had learned all these new software, the different editing softwares and knew how to do my lighting and stuff. They were just impressed with how I was going to be able to use that knowledge in this new role. They were not concerned about my hair.
That is so crazy, guys. But oh my gosh, I could go on and on. But I just really wanted to have you here today because I just felt like this is something that we need to talk about. Like just the idea of so many people are out there afraid, and even if you are working on your own business, right, or you are looking to advance in your professional space, video content is not going anywhere.
It's not.
And I know podcasting is pretty popular. We can extract this audio and upload it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's so many ways that you can manipulate video content. I can cut it up into a lot of pieces and stop it at a cliffhanger so that you come watch the full video. There's so many ways to use video. So I don't want you guys to be afraid of advancing.
Right.
I love working with people who are afraid because I love to see them blossom and bloom, right? I like to blow my own mind. I like to look at people I've worked with like, oh, okay, girl. Right? So, Cole, is there anything else that you would like to share today, or anything that you have on your heart or wanted to speak about, or share with the people, or even your platform and your new direction?
First of all, I just want to say again, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself by learning, taking a course, learning from Zaylee, learning from whoever, because it's so crucial right now. You have to be up. And you don't have to know everything, but I feel like if you're knowledgeable about a few things, that's better than not being knowledgeable about anything that's going on out here, because technology is here, it's not going anywhere. Video, let me say this, I saw something a few weeks ago. I went to the doctor's office and I was sitting in there waiting on the doctor, and they had like an iPad on a stand and you could watch different videos, medical videos, and I was like, you know what? I never even thought about doing video content in the medical field. One was like a cooking video, how to prepare a healthy meal, I think, for if you had like high blood pressure or something. It was just different categories. And I was like, man, I wonder, people who are out here and they do video content, if you know how to do video, you can cross over.
You can dominate.
You can cross over and you can use it in your industry. So I'll just say, just keep learning, ladies. And guys, whoever's watching this live,
the guys be mad at us. We be forgetting about them, but we know that you guys are here too.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of video. I know it can be scary, and it does take a while for you to find your voice.
Exactly.
But once you get comfortable on camera, I'm like, when I get on camera, can't nobody tell me nothing.
She cuts up.
Because I look at the camera as if it's someone I'm having a conversation with.
is.
Because that's all it is. I'm just imagining it's one of my friends or whoever, and I'm just talking to them about whatever the subject is, you know. So don't be afraid of video. And I took down my Natural Code website because I'm like, this is just not me anymore, and I'm in the process of redoing the site. But at first I was like, well, let me get the site together, then this and that, and I'm just kind of doing it differently because it's really up on my heart to share my story with other women. And so my Facebook group, my new Facebook group is Corporate Black Women Over 40. You can find that on Facebook, and then I'm just gonna see where it goes because I know, I just feel like my purpose right now where I am is to help women over 40, because I have too many conversations with women over 40 who feel stuck. And you don't have to feel stuck if you just believe in yourself, have some confidence, and you have the mindset that you want to learn and level up.
Yes, no, that's exactly what it is. Just deciding that you want the thing and knowing who you want to help is a huge thing too, you know. I always say, if you solve a problem, and I can't remember who said it, but if you solve a problem and you can solve it for 1 million people, it might have $1 million, right? But that's what business is, and that's what one thing that we do have to tap into. I like to say, business is it's a self-awareness journey, right? And I think video is also a self-awareness journey, because you have to be so comfortable with what people might say or what, and that's why a lot of what I taught about in the 3-day series was based on leaving those things in the dust,
right?
Because you hold on to those things and you're not moving forward.
You're not. And they're just people on the internet. I've had people say some ugly things in my comments, and I just keep it moving because they don't know. They're not there with me. You know, that's their opinion from the other side of the lens. So I don't even worry about that.
Exactly. It ain't got nothing to do with you, right? Because you keep yourself back thinking about other people. And when I look back in life, I don't want to be in the same place or same phase or same stage. I want to advance. And
you know what's so crazy? I tell myself every year, I said, Cole, you need to be in a different space than you were last year. Like I'm always, and it just, I think because I keep that at the center of everything, I progress every year some kind of way.
It's so funny. I was having that conversation this morning. Seriously. I was saying that I always look back and say, you need to do something differently. Like, how can you show up even more? Right. And that's one of the reasons why in the past 3 years, I doubled down on video content, because it was what was really working, and getting, your name out there and getting people and brands interested. And I was saying, even now in this time, brands are not able to have full-on camera crews or things like that. So they are looking for people who can set up and have a full-on, because now e-commerce is it. Right. Nobody's going to the stores like they were. Exactly. So things are changing, and I want you guys to be able to do this as well. So we are about to get off, but I want to make sure that you can find Cole at The Natural Cole on Instagram. Yes, you can find me at The Natural Cole on Instagram, The Natural Cole Facebook page, Pinterest, YouTube, everywhere. YouTube, everywhere. Yeah. And then my new Facebook group, Corporate Black Women Over 40. Yes, and you can find that in the link in your bio on Instagram as well. Yes, it is. It's in the link in my bio on Instagram. Yep. Yes, guys. So I want to invite you, like I said, our masterclass registration is closing in 2 days, and you don't want to miss getting signed up. It will never be this price again, ever. And when I say that, you mean it. I mean it. You mean it. She means it, guys. You better take advantage of it. She means it. Yes, because I end up having people in the comments like, oh my gosh, Saley, like, wait, what's going on? Like, I missed it. You missed it, boo. I'm not letting anyone in. So do not be on the last day telling me I can't get in. I don't know what to do. Right. So I will leave that link down below for you guys on all of these platforms. So if you want to sign up for that class, also check your emails, and I have it everywhere right now because it's open right now. Do not miss out on the opportunity to take control of your own future, especially when it comes to creating video content.
Exactly. Listen to her, guys. She knows what she's talking about.
All right, guys. We will see you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.